Today we're going to talk about changing thoughts from negative to positive in order to change our actions from negative to positive. I want to make a note here about negative and positive thoughts and actions. I have no judgment. There is no negative or positive thought and action with people. It's what lines up with who you want to be, how you want your life to be, and the way you want to live. So we're going to look at some thoughts that come up for people that get in the way of being who they want to be and how they want to live, and how to replace some of those. So I think you should get a notebook and something to write with. If this is a topic that's interesting to you, you might want to write some of it down and put some of it up around your house so that you can see it. Okay, let's get started. So let's look at this process here. Okay, this process happens constantly, all the time. Something happens, we start here. This is number one, okay? Something happens, it can be something outside of you, it can be a feeling. So sometimes we'll have an impulse, right? It'll be hunger, or it can be thirst, it can be desire, it can be a feeling of emptiness. It can be, that something happens, someone does something that you perceive is done to you, or somebody does something to you, right? That's where something happens. Now, I want to be clear that I'm including your feelings, your physical impulse, not emotions, but physical impulses. So this is an impulse. Okay, we feel these because they're often physical, right? So for those of us who are trying to get control of our eating habits, this is hunger, right? For those of us who are trying to stop drinking alcohol or decrease, this is thirst, or a desire, like a physical sensation that you need that drink that you love to drink, right? And those of us who are trying to get out of negative relationships or unhealthy relationships, this impulse is, you meet the person and they're really bad for you, but you just want to call them, you want to text them, you want to see them, right? This is the impulse phase. Then we move to thoughts and reasoning. Okay, so this is more subconscious. Okay, so this is physical. This is subconscious most of the time. We're going to try to shift that to conscious. I've talked about this before if you watch some of my other videos. So the thoughts and the reasoning are going on, right? So this is this part over here. The subconscious thoughts are often our reasoning for our actions, right? Thoughts feed actions. Actions don't just happen. They start with an impulse, they go to a thought or reasoning pattern, and then they end up in an action. So I want to start getting some attention here on some phrases to look for in your thinking that are sure signs that your thinking is not healthy and you're probably not going to end up in an action that's good for you. So some of this is listed here. This is the last time. Okay, so like if you're addicted to an unhealthy person and you can't stop texting them or calling them, or there's a food that you can't stop getting that cake on the way home every week, right? And you tell yourself you have the impulse that you want it, and then you tell yourself, oh, I'll stop soon. I'll stop Friday. This is the last time. Tomorrow's the day, right? Sometimes, I've done this where I want some kind of a dessert. I have a sweet tooth, right? Which is not always good for me. And I'll tell myself, oh, I'm not strong enough. I'm tired. I deserve this. I didn't sleep well last night. This cake or this ice cream is going to really make me feel better, right? I'm better at that now, but that used to be a problem for me. I deserve it, right? Like I just said, I'm tired. I had a hard week. This will be my little, reward, right? And yet the reward maybe is coming too often, right? But we're just telling ourselves that we deserve it all the time, or, it's not that you don't, but if you're trying to get in control of your eating habits, then we have to get behind the action and find what thoughts are feeding it, right? So the I deserve it, that's a card that passes, but it doesn't pass 5 days a week or 20 times a day, right? So save that one, put a little star. People do deserve things, but you don't deserve things that are bad for you and that are not in line with what you want and who you want to be. Okay, I need it. Oh, I just need to see him. Oh, I need that coffee, or I need to get drunk. I can't handle this. That's another one I should write. I can't handle this. Right? You tell yourself You can't handle whatever's going on or whatever feeling or impulse you're having. And it gives you a really good excuse or reason to reach for whatever you're trying to stop doing, right? I'll feel better if I do this. I will feel better if I get drunk. I will feel better if, I blow up at my kids, right? I'll feel better if I call this person who's so not good for me, right? Or I'll feel better if I go out to the bar, which is something you're trying to stop. Other people do it. That's another excuse that comes up in subconscious thoughts that are fueling our choices. I'm not strong enough. Oh, I already put that. I'm not strong enough twice. I guess that comes up for me a lot. I'll stop soon. Right? This is like an avalanche thought, because when is soon? When is that going to happen? Okay, so I want to talk now about some things that we can change to, some thoughts we can change to that are more supportive of empowerment, of self-empowerment, and of fulfilling the choices and actions and lives that we want to have. So these are the ones that if you're going to write something down, I would recommend writing these down. And adding to your own list is a great activity for self-awareness and self-connection. So I'm going to make a difference in my life starting now. Notice how different these two things feel, right? This statement as compared to all of this. These are powerless thoughts. These take you out of your power, and this puts you in. I'm going to make a difference in my life starting now, starting with this choice, starting today. Okay, I keep myself promises. So there's two that I've underlined in green and put asterisks by, because these have to do with changing who you view yourself as, who you see yourself as, your self-identity, okay? These are even more powerful than positive thoughts that support choices. Okay, so I keep myself promises. Notice that this is a definition of a person. I'm the kind of person, right here, who likes to feel proud. This is one of the most powerful things that you can think in your life. If you want to stop something, and you know if you stop it, you will feel proud of yourself. The thought that you can feed that action with, of stopping that activity, is, I am the kind of person who likes to feel proud. I am the kind of person who is successful. I am the kind of person who is proud of themselves, right? These thoughts breed supportive action and self-empowerment, okay? Another empowering statement is, I promised myself. I promised myself I would. And you could even take it further and say, I'm the kind of person who keeps my promises, right? So how about this? I'm the kind of person who keeps promises, okay? Because when you break your promises to yourself, you are telling your subconscious mind that you're the kind of person who breaks promises to yourself. So if we can replace that subconscious thought with something conscious that says, I'm the kind of person who keeps myself promises, you'll find more empowerment and more fulfillment in your choices. Here's another one. I'm not going to blank because I'll feel proud of myself. And then you can follow up with, and I like to feel proud of myself. I'm that kind of person, right? So you can say 2 statements in a row, or even 3 or 4. That works. This is my time to shift, right? Just like I said up top, starting now, this is my moment. This moment is everything, right? This choice will define me, and I choose to define myself in a positive way, okay? So just to rehash really quickly, we have an impulse, we have a thought, which is often subconscious. We're trying to change to conscious thought, and then we get a reaction or a response, which is really choice. We're trying to put choice in here as a conscious choice, because if you have an action, activity, habit that you're trying to change, then you have to start getting conscious thought, right, in order to fuel your choices, your actions, okay? So over here is a list of thoughts to watch for that will let you know that you are in powerless thinking. And here's some phrases that you can replace these other ones with. Write them down, put them on a whiteboard, write them on a page with tape, put them in your eyesight, okay? This is Melissa at Raise the Bar Wellness. I am a health coach with 18 years of experience working with people. You can go to my website, raisethebarwellness.com, and look up my coaching services to set up appointments with me. I do one-on-one coaching. I have a 10-week program called 10 Weeks to Self-Care. If you want to get your self-care in line based in inspiration, self-strength, and self-awareness, get in contact with me. I'd love to work with you. Hope you have a great day.